What's up, everybody? It's Buffalo Ben 15 Golf back at it again. And today we return to the Manistee Golf Country Club for the back nine. If you remember, on the front nine that I posted on Christmas Eve, actually, I shot a excellent 37 3 over par, double free, penalty free. Usually whenever you do that, you shoot really low. And I was really pleased with how I was playing on this day. It was not an up and down round with a lot of emotional swings to it. It's just been an incredibly solid round from start to finish so far, and I hope to keep it that way. As you see here, heading into the back nine, and shots like that are not going to help. Just those little squibby ones are always the ones you need to avoid, especially on these par fives, man. I mean, you got to give yourself better chances than these going into a par five hole. You just got 145, 150 yards still left. That needs to be more like 45, 50 yards. I mean, I need to be having flip wedges into these par fives if I want to make birdies, to be honest. I can't stiff irons every time, even though here I do hit a relatively decent shot.
Oh, wow, it went. I think it's a good thing you got it thick.
Even though at the time I thought I chunked it, as you heard there. I think part of the reason I thought that was, working with Tim Charity at Bucks Run, the director of instruction there, and how much he helped me with my ball striking and helped me with my iron swing. Because I would say overall this year, my irons have definitely been my Achilles heel. My driver, while I haven't really hit it that far, and while I really struggled to hit it square in the center of the face, I always was towards that heel, and I'd always hit those kind of weak fades for a long time.
All right, 164.
What I was able to avoid this year more than anything else was the two-way miss with the driver. So over time, I adapted my game enough with the driver, just with every other part of my game, that I was able to kind of keep myself out of trouble, even though I wasn't driving the ball great. But what killed me was the irons, And as you see there, those are the shots, the kind of shots this year that have just been so detrimental to my game. We cannot have those if we want to reach a 4 handicap, then a 2 handicap, then a scratch, which was my goal at the beginning of this year. Was I started off at the very, very beginning of this year with an 8 handicap, and I wanted to get it down to a 4, and then to a 2, and then to a scratch. Now those shots are more like what we need. There we go. Chipping hasn't skipped a beat since the front nine.
I mean, that's it. It's in. Today, it's just been that simple. It's just been that simple. Oh my gosh. That's beautiful. Just beautiful. How's that? After that horrendous tee shot, we still get a 3. Unbelievable. It's our day. Par 5, drivable one next. Or reachable one 2.
So as you see there, guys, the good news piling up even after a spectacular up and down. Now we've got ourselves an extremely attackable par 5. Only 460 yards, even though it's into the wind. I know I can get there with a driver 3 wood, driver 5 wood. And this is a decent start. This drive is, I would say, one of the better ones that I had so far to this point. Definitely hit it a little bit on the inside of the face. Definitely came across it a little bit. but I mean, that was maybe a degree or so. I mean, look at me getting involved with Chad. Just, man, I sometimes I nitpick myself to death, guys, and that's something that I got to avoid going forward, to be honest. It's one of the things that I think has hindered me a little bit this year, like on the good rounds. It'll be hard for me to stack like 70s rounds on top of each other, like back to back, because sometimes I read a little bit too much into maybe 78s and 79s and just nitpick myself a little bit. We've arrived back at Lake Michigan for this one. Hopefully we can do all right with it. So as you see here, pretty difficult chip I got in front of me. This is by far the toughest little pitch shot I've had so far today. I got to carry a decent amount of rough. The wind is blowing the ball towards that bunker. I don't want to get this too high in the wind, but at the same time I kind of have to because I got to carry the rough. And there's the danger. As you heard me say there, just caught that little bit right before the green. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say I nitpick myself to death, because instead of thinking about the shot that I stiffed from 190 yards to 5 feet, I think about chips like that where stuff goes horribly wrong.
Look at this. It's just not a fair fight. No, it really isn't, Roger.
I'm giving myself a lot of opportunities to think about good shots and leave the course with those on my mind, though, because to be honest, guys, I think this has been one of the best chipping days of my life.
We didn't get the birdie we wanted, but that at least keeps us, it's now possible at least.
You know what? Sometimes the setting can turn from your worst enemy into your best friend. Look at this place. This might be my favorite tee shot I've ever hit in my life. Like, I'm dead serious when I, in the moment, almost didn't care where the ball was going to go. And with that lack of pressure, I absolutely roast this 5-iron. I mean, I hit this perfect. I hit this almost 220 yards, I bet.
It is heartbreak.
Oh dear, this is so sad and so unnecessary.
Or at least that's how far I would have hit it if I didn't run out of fairway and go in the drink. Yep. That's what can happen. Just when you think everything's going your way, it can turn in a hurry. But I step up right there and hit one of the best shots of the day. I really did regroup quite well. I mean, I had thoughts in the back of my mind, and I was thinking, yep, this is where it dies. This is where the round just takes a sudden turn into the dumpster. Right when I thought it was going to be one of my best ever. But luckily, I'm able to avoid those happenings. Unfortunately, Jean Van de Velde, I said Sean. He wasn't able to avoid those, and that's the audio you heard from that 1999 British Open. Luckily, I don't make triple bogey, I just make bogey, and that's the goal. That's the goal. You just got to avoid the big mistakes, and that's the lesson he took from losing that tournament is, hey, I got to avoid the big mistakes, and sometimes that requires me pulling my punch a little bit and being a little bit defensive. And as you see here, sometimes that can backfire on you because after hitting an iron shot in the last hole where you feel like your club went through the ball because the ball just like melted into the club face, which is how well you hit it. I definitely don't go after that one as much as I need to. In the back of my mind thinking, hey, you can't go long because there's Lake Michigan right there. You can't thin this one, there's Lake Michigan right there. It was in my head. It was in my head rent-free, guys. This is the one hole on Manistee Golf Country Club where Lake Michigan legitimately comes into play. I mean, I bet there's, on a busy day on the course, maybe 25, 30 balls that go over the 60-foot cliff edge, man. It was beautiful as much as it was dastardly. And as you see here, the 14th hole, probably the signature hole on this course, claims another victim as I'm not able to make that 7-footer. That's one of those holes where you kind of saw the bogey coming, didn't you?
How many balls do you think go off a cliff in one day? Might be like 20. A lot.
Me and Chad joking about how people will just for fun turn around and hit their ball in the lake off the tee and just see how far they can hit it out there. But we have got bigger fish to fry than that right now, guys. Back-to-back bogeys. The round is definitely getting a little bit unstable again.
I believe this is the last of our Lake Michigan holes. And it's been a treat, though, I mean, the last four holes, I mean, we've had great views of it, so man, what a pleasure. Manistee Golf Country Club. Get here and play, because this place is insane.
And as you see there, guys, the course just reminded me, yeah, you're probably at one of the top 100 most beautiful golf courses in the world, but you have got a job to do and you've got a round to finish, and you need to make it as good as you can make it. I mean, I got a chance here with a couple really short par fours coming down the stretch to shoot possibly my best round ever. I shot 74 3 times, was my best round coming into this round here. And I knew that if I could make a couple birdies down the stretch, I could shoot a 73. So it was really dawning on me that, hey, you got a job to do, man. This you got a couple people that are watching you and really rooting for you. Chad and Carrie were just an absolutely amazing couple people to play with. You know, even though they weren't the greatest golfers, you know, Chad was maybe around 100 shooter. Carrie maybe 120. I mean, she's just beginning the game of golf. She told me, I believe it was her second full year playing. And you know what? When you're playing with people like that, you got to get behind them when they really do hit good shots. And it was just a good thing all three of us had going. We were just clicking really well throughout the day.
That was money.
Oh, how about that for a finish?
And those shots right there,
Still at +5. There's still a chance. We're still
just playing with a couple people that you enjoy playing with, helps keep the pressure off, and you drain it. That was huge. That was a big par. Even though it was on a hole that I definitely did want to do a little bit more damage. Like these two holes coming up, this is a 286 par 4, and the next one is 305. Yeah, this is birdie time. I really, really am going after this. I'm giving it everything I got. I didn't come here to just lose and kind of peter out right at the end. As you see there, that strategy almost backfires. Thank goodness I drop kicked a little bit, or else I would have gone into the dunes just to the left of me there. And I've got a tough chip here coming up. And a tough putt even after a really, really solid shot. Yeah. I mean, I thought I hit a really good shot from where I was. Kind of short-sided, bunker to my left, overhanging tree that I had to contend with. Really narrow green from left to right. Yeah, I did a good job to get that to about 25 feet, as you see here. And this is an equally difficult putt. look at that swinging around, that I do an equally good job judging. Just a kick-in par. Absolutely excellent putt there. And, man, the story of the year, guys, has been the putter. You guys have seen me hole so many of those mid-range putts, and it's gotten to a point where I think I'm going to make every 10-footer I look at. It's just night and day from the last couple years to this year with the putter. It's been amazing, and it's been such a confidence booster in my game. And going back to what I was saying earlier about the driver not being ideal, even though this drive is hit hard and just about perfect, as I'm going to show you guys the ball print on my face coming up in a little bit here.
Look at where that...
The putter is really what offset a lot of bad shots with the driver and the irons. And I think the irons are a little bit more of a culprit. I think your iron shots are more important than your driver shots.
Look at this, guys.
You know what I mean?
Right on the button.
Yeah,
Look at
you
that.
guys know what I mean. Look at that strike. It's awesome. Awesome. Beginning of the year, I was almost missing the ball off the hosel. I'm dead serious. But I've talked about it in previous golf vlogs, how the putter has turned mid-high 80s rounds that would have killed any chance I had to get this sub-49 hole average. I've turned them 85s, 86, 87s into 82s, 83s, 84s because of my putting. And putter's definitely going to need to bail me out here after another pretty mediocre kind of flip wedge. But you guys know I'm full of surprises. You guys know I got it in me.
You might as well go unbelievably good. Just go in. Just go in.
As you see there, guys. I mean, how can you not say that the putter has just gotten so much better? It has come such a long way. And another tap-in par there. Definitely feeling a lot better.
All right, guys. Final hole of the day, 383. We need an eagle for our career best, 73. We need a birdie for 74, which would be the best round of the year. Then again, I think the 75 at Beacon Hill is a little bit better quality ground. I think the differential would still be lower, but in any event, we're going for it.
So as you heard me say there, bit of a longer par 4 here to finish, 383. Wind has definitely died down, and it would have been downwind, I know. Kind of, that's how it goes sometimes. Just yeah, things happening in the wrong sequences. That's golf, though.
Oh, no.
And as you see here, just giving it everything I got with this tee shot. Right, and I just block it just a little bit.
Do you believe in miracles?
But I still got a chance.
I think I can get
Not super blocked off. I can still attack this pin, but I got to hit a really good one.
Firepower. I got to stay down on this. Pick a target and just rip it. That tree just beyond the green, that one that kind of sticks out, that's where we're going. Because the green kind of caroms that way.
So, having to hold this shot for the 73 for the personal best round ever. It doesn't look likely, but I'm going after it.
It's gone with probably 64 or 60 degree, trying to hoist it over. Thought I heard a little leaf touch.
Oh, my goodness.
Incredible.
Can you believe this? He's got it 8 feet.
One of the best of the day, right when it mattered most, right at the very end. Just an incredible golf shot. To give myself yet another chance, an outside chance, but another chance at a birdie. I finally got a breakthrough here. Haven't had a single birdie on this back nine. Putt looks really good off the face. It's looking good. No! Just a little low. I definitely was being a little bit defensive with that putt. I didn't want to blow it past 4 feet, knowing that it was downhill. I played it right. Sometimes they just don't fall, but that is still 75. Awesome round of golf at an awesome course.
Mark from Garrigus.
Looks pretty good.
Why don't you? Why don't you? Yeah!
What a great putt. And that's some really great raw emotion.
What did I say?
You said it.
Nice,
Oh,
Em.
man.
Nice, Em. Nice job.
Good playing with
Hey,
you.
that was fun. Nice job.
Thanks for the tips.
Yes. Have a great time, man.
Thank you. Man, looking back at that moment, right after I hold that putt, I immediately thought in my mind, I immediately just drowned out everything that I had just done because I wanted to see Carrie hold that putt. And I mean, look at this round. 75, 30 putts, 7 out of 18 greens after only hitting 4 out of 14 fairways. Yeah, the irons have definitely gotten better since Mr. Charity's lesson. And just for me in that moment, as you saw Carrie hold that last putt, I was thrilled for her. I really was. I was so grateful to see that moment unfold where she figured out something with her game. As you heard her say, thanks for the tips, I was seeing that she was struggling with a similar problem with the putting as I struggled with last year. For me, it was I was standing too far away, and my putter face was really flat. The lie angle was too flat, I mean, and my toe was pointing up, and I missed everything right, especially right to lefters. And those were the putts that she was just missing way low, and they were going way past because she was standing too close to the ball, too upright of a face, and you miss everything left. And so I was able to help her just get to standing a little bit further away from the ball, to make that putter face a little bit more flat, and to see her hole a left or right putt, which is something she fears a ton. Just to see that happen right at the very end, right on that last hole, to maybe kind of break through from her fears a little bit, just to know that I was a part of that, that's a great feeling to have. I mean, it really is. I knew that she had only been playing golf for a couple years. She told me this was only her second full season playing. And just to be a part of that, to be somebody who is able to make a difference, even if it's just that small moment. I mean, because you never know. I mean, because she probably thinks that that's one of the best shots that she's ever hit in her whole life, was that putt right there. And just to be part of the reason for it is just awesome. And that's part of why I was so pumped when I made that last putt. I knew that, oh my gosh, it's over. I played such an amazing round of golf in front of a couple people that were just eating up everything I told them about PGA Golf Management. And you never know, like, I might see one of those two down the line and maybe be the one to give them a lesson, which I'm building bridges. I'm not burning them down like I definitely used to. I used to be somebody who is just so much more self-centered than I am now, even when I played the best golf of my life back in my senior year of high school. Like, I didn't care about anything else. Like, I wasn't somebody who had the character to, even after you hit a great putt and you finish up a great round, okay, yeah, you had some great success, but what is the end game? You know, like, what do you want your playing partners to remember about you? Do you want to be the guy who hit a great round but just was acting like it was the U.S. Open every shot. And granted, I do still need to work on that, but I do think it's better to care too much than to care not enough. But as you saw there, guys, that's what it's about. What I just did for Carrie with her putting on that last hole. And to see it come to fruition and to see it just, I mean, I went just as nuts for her as I did myself after I made that 75 putt, you know? And just seeing my character build like that is just awesome to see, guys. And I'm going to keep doing it. That's part of the reason I think PGA management is, it's helped me become a more well-rounded golfer, not just a better golfer. And this byproduct, though, of this round took that average from 40.61 to 40.54. We need a decent bit more of those kinds of rounds that I just did, but I showed that I could do it. That means I could do it again. All right, guys, you guys are going to really enjoy the content coming up. I got some tournament footage from the PGA Management Ryder Cup qualifier. You will not want to miss it. Top 8 play on the Ryder Cup team against Penn State's PGA Management program, and I really wanted to make that team. You guys will see what happens, and let me just tell you, it is a wild ride that you are not going to want to miss a second of. All right, guys, this is Buffalo Ben 15 signing off. Have a good day, everyone.